God.
Woo.
Okay, so everyone heard that. There we go.
Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
wow. Okay, there we go.
No static? No nothing?
Static.
Damn, man, we live on the feed?
We're live on.
Bájale un poquito. Ahí está. Órale.
Oh, there it is.
Órale, what? Okay,
Good morning,
good.
Facebook.
How about that?
Oh, well, I don't even know what we did.
Radio Valencia, welcome everybody. Top of the morning. You know, it's a work in progress. None of us has really done radio. We have other podcasts, but we do have a cool studio. This is a work in progress here, and I think we're doing fucking pretty good for.
I think we're doing all right.
For never being in a fucking.
You know what? Yeah, man. It's been an adventure. You know, thank you so much for having us on this adventure. More than anything, thank you to Radio Valencia for having us.
Yeah.
Shout out to La Misión. Shout out to East Los. Shout out to Barrio Logan and San Diego. And shout out to Tijuana. What's up? 664?
Oh, the California love, man.
All day.
California love. Was anybody watching football last night? How about that game, yo?
Bro, both games were just fire, bro.
Yeah, so...
You know what made me the happiest is that Super Bowl, finally a Cali team is in the Super Bowl, man.
Okay.
Finally. Regardless, you know, they're obviously not my team, you know. I got a little heartbroken last week when the Chargers lost, but it was it's okay. We're alive. We're alive and going.
Oh, Chargers were gonna go to the Super Bowl, huh?
Oh man, it was pretty sad seeing them and not coming through. And you know what sucks is you know Phillip Rivers is now 0-8 against Tom Brady now, which is ridiculously sad for me as a fan, and I can only imagine how he feels.
Man, Tom Brady. So that's the dude from the Patriots, right?
Yes, sir. That
How
is.
the fuck is that motherfucker staying on top?
You know what, man? I actually admire the guy. I don't know if you've seen one of his little documentaries that he dropped on Facebook. It just kind of talked a lot about, you know, the commitment of what it takes to play on the team, you know, and it's just crazy because what we see is, you know, we just see a quarterback that's gaining championships and winning leagues and like all this stuff, but in the off season, you know, it's
like, what is he? Does he talk about what he does in his off season?
This man is a machine. He's a Super Bowl winning machine.
He is, and I don't think anyone has he beat everybody already.
I mean, of course he's taking L's, you know, because I mean, even if you have the best quarterback in the world, if your team's still shit, then you're gonna lose, you know.
Yeah.
But he actually this season, surprisingly, he came in as the underdog, being, you know, the quarterback that he is and winning all the championships that he wins, and he actually came in as an underdog and beat Kansas City yesterday, which I'm assuming you saw that game, right?
I saw the last of it.
Yeah,
I saw the last of it.
Which was the most exciting part.
Right, Kansas City came back hard after that. They just couldn't stop them.
Yeah.
You just can't stop them.
And I was tripping out because if the Chiefs would have won, you know, they would have played the LA Rams in the Super Bowl. And for the first time, I think ever, there was going to be 2 millennial quarterbacks in the Super Bowl.
Wow.
That was the potential of it. And as I was watching the game yesterday, and I knew that the Rams won, and you know that the Chiefs and Mahomes is doing the thing. That guy's incredible, man. Like,
yeah.
That guy is.
shout out to those motherfuckers doing it, man.
Shout out to them.
Cool. So how was your weekend, brother?
Weekend was good, man. Productive.
Yeah, with the family. Yeah, working.
Working. It was Saturday. Was working. Because you know today's MLK Day, right?
Today is Martin Luther King Day. Shout out to Martin Luther King, man. Amazing man.
Beautiful.
You know he was a player though. Did you know that?
He was, man. He was. But at the same time, it's like
why? You know,
everybody has their bias.
Yeah.
You know, everyone has their bias. So, I mean, he. AKA is a player, but
yeah, and that's what the FBI kind of threatened him with, like, you know, when they were like, well, we're about to release these tapes of you, like, you know, and yeah, that's crazy. They fucking FBI put him to sleep, man.
It's crazy.
Isn't it crazy?
It's crazy, but again, you know, being in this country and being loud will get you in a lot of trouble, you know, regardless of how good the cause is.
let's cut this out there. Radio Valencia, we're done.
Yeah, stop spreading knowledge because that's how you get put to sleep, man.
Yeah, but you know, that's the interesting thing though. that I'm really loving about this new culture, right, is like podcast is like the new shit. I got a homie hit me up. It's a mutual friend, right? He hit me up, and we're not gonna say any names, but he wants to start a podcast about Star Wars, bro.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know what? That is an amazing community, man. Like, and everyone, the real Star Wars fan, I couldn't consider myself a Star Wars fan. I would definitely say I'm on the bandwagon, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But there is some hardcore Star Wars people out there.
It's some good writing, man.
Yeah.
I think once they went Disney, I mean, it's cool. They continue the stories, the graphics continue to grow and all that. I seen the Star Wars, like one time we had like all these VHSs, I don't know where the fuck they came from, and it was a summer, right? So I went through all of them. The last one I wanted to watch was Star Wars, right? Because it just seemed like such a big collection and kind of nerdy. I must have been like maybe sometime in middle school. And then I was like, fuck it, I'll put it in. Dude, I fell in love, man.
Yeah.
Fell in love. I'm a fan,
it's a
man.
great storyline, man.
Yeah.
It's such a great
Obi-Wan
storyline.
Kenobi and all that shit,
yeah.
man. The power within and shit.
All that, exactly. And it leads up to, what we do here on Power Talk Mondays, man.
That's right. What do we do here on Power Talk Mondays, bro?
You have to commit to yourself before
That's
you can
true.
commit to anything else. Because if you're not putting in that work for yourself every day, being consistent to yourself, looking at yourself in the mirror and knowing that you are who you say you are, the rest falls into place. So
I think so,
that's our biggest thing on Power Talk Mondays is just letting everybody know that if you put in the work, the results will come, regardless of the situation. It's simple logic, right? And I have this conversation with my wife all the time. You cannot have work and no results. It's just illogical, right?
Yeah.
It's like dropping rocks into water. They're going to sink to the bottom. You drop one rock, it's going to sink. You're going to drop 10 rocks, they're all going to sink. But if you don't do the motion of throwing 2 drops, how are they ever going to reach the bottom? Gravity can't take care of that for you.
No.
So, yes, sir.
Simple
yes, sir.
logic, folks. Yeah, get your game plan in order, man. Yeah, so me and my crew, we got our game plan in order, man. I mean, this is...
Yeah. Yes, they do, by the way.
Yeah.
Watch out, especially Culture Fest podcast. This is only Power Talk Mondays, but
Yeah.
the mastermind over here has the Lust to
Oh,
Love
thank
show.
you.
Check them out on Instagram. They also have the Culture Fest podcast, which is actually where everything that him and I are actually currently doing is because of that Culture Fest podcast, and it's just really amazing how far we've came. But tell us a little bit more, Jose.
Man, a little bit about... So the whole idea of Culture Fest was just to get, just a bunch of people from different walks of life kind of just chasing the same idea. And the same idea is basically what Power Talk Mondays is about. If you have a dream, if you have a desire, if something really, really, really seriously calls you, I mean, just go out there and chase it down. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be easy. You're going to fail. You're going to fail. You're going to fail. But it is in that failure that you learn. It is in that restructuring of yourself. Because, look, I'll tell you something. I never had structure in my motherfucking life.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But
But
I've lived a very comfortable life. Kid you not. Like, I've had, like, dreams, desires, people that I've always wanted to meet, I've been able to build teams around like certain ideas, and it was just chasing it down. Fuck it. If someone tells you no, go to the next one. Go to the next one. Go to the next one.
Exactly.
And finally, someone will be crazy enough to believe you on that dream. They say, "Fuck it, I'll go with you."
You know what, man, and I know you can attest to that 100%. Is no one will take that chance if you don't go knock on the door.
That's right.
If you're
That's
not
right.
actively out there and knocking on the doors, it'll take 100 doors before that one door opens.
Before that one door
But
opens.
that one door, boom! If you're really ready for it and that door is open, when preparation meets opportunity, that's when you have to shine. Because it goes both ways, right? The opportunity comes, but there's no preparation. You're bad for not preparing.
Yeah, and I've learned that along the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel very blessed to have the teams that I've built, or the teams that I've surrounded. Whether it was in the food biz, whether it's like in the radio biz right now, whether it was in the photo booth biz, or other little projects that I've had. The school that I went to was able to work with a pretty good marketing team, and it's just an idea is always just an idea, and we all fucking got them.
Yeah.
But at least
It's the execution.
The execution.
It's the phase two, right?
It's the phase two.
And it's so interesting to say that, Jose, because a lot of people say, "Oh no, I won't think it. I'll just do it." But it's so important to think, because if there's no step one, even if that step one is wrong, right? If you don't do step one, then you'll never know if you have to fix it or not.
Yeah.
Right. And it's touching base on a little bit what you mentioned earlier. It's like, there's failures, but I honestly think there's no such thing as a failure. Everything that doesn't work out is just an opportunity to make an adjustment to no longer make the same thing.
The same mistake.
It's a hypothesis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you, and at least in business, right? At least, and which is another great topic here in Power Talk Mondays, is in business, when you have emotion correlated with a transaction, you've already lost. So if you come to the table feeling that someone owes you something, feeling that your value is more than what the transaction already is, then you immediately start de-leveraging yourself from power positions. And here's what I mean. So just recently, right? So everybody that follows me knows that I'm in the cannabis industry, and I've had very, very fortunate meetings at a very, very early time in the development of the company. And what I'm trying to say with this is, it got to it. I had to get humbled. I had to get put down and say, "Hey, little kid, like you're not at the table yet. The big boys are here. So unless you can come in with $3.5 million cash, we can make this transaction. Other than that, sit outside, right?" And it's so crazy, because of course I don't have $3.5 million to pay in cash. Like,
dude, you should have asked, man.
Like,
you could ask, you know?
and it's like, and not even that, I
be
long
nice
story
to have,
short, I got schooled, bro. I got sent to school. I got my ass humbled down, and then more than anything, the greatest feeling of satisfaction was that I knew what to do and what not to do at the next big meeting.
Yeah.
Which is shut the fuck up. Yeah,
we all been there, but I think people gotta admire that hunger, and I think the beautiful thing is like for me, right? Like, even in my biggest mistakes, right? Just to know that I was around certain kind of people to make those kind of mistakes, and to see, you know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
And Culture Fest, like prior to Culture Fest, I had amazing mentors, like, I just older people that have businesses, they've read, they're very knowledgeable, and it's kind of they drop these little seeds in your brain, right? Like, whether it's a book, whether it's a phrase, whether it's like a seminar, whether it's like another mentor, and even in those like mistakes, like, they'll look at you and be like, maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that.
Yeah.
And
there's good people like that out there, man.
There is, man. And we gotta be those people as well.
And that's the number one reason for Power Talk Mondays.
And I guess we are being those people right now, huh?
We're walking the walk, brother. Look at you, bro. Look at you.
Yeah.
And honestly, man, like that's what it's all about. 2019 is such a beautiful year. It's such a blessed year.
It is, dude. It's the year of the pig, bro.
It's the year of the pig, and ironically,
I didn't even know
that, by the way. Which,
are you the pig?
No,
I'm the pig, man.
I'm a rooster, bro. So this is your year, bro.
Dude, I was like so mad when I was a pig in school. Like, my friends were like dragons and dogs. I'm like, damn, I gotta be a pig. But I fell in love. I had to fall in love with the idea of being the pig.
You have to understand. There's strengths and weaknesses to everybody, right?
Yeah.
So when we look at the pig, it's like, oh, it's a pig, right?
Pig.
But you're still eating those pork chops, so
they're still yummy, right?
You're still eating those carnitas. Shut up.
They're
you're
cute
eating those cuernitos.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean?
You can do a lot with a pig, man.
But here's my question to you, because I'm assuming that knowing that that was your animal, right, on the Chinese New Year, right? Mm-hmm. So tell me, what are the strengths of the pig that you've
That's a good
probably
one.
looked over? Like, what's one thing that's interesting about the pig that kind of allowed you to see that outside perspective and kind of take pride? Well,
right.
if I'm a unit,
that's an amazing question, and I think the lady here to the right might have the answer. Yeah. What are the strengths of me, honey?
Let's see.
Can you look it up?
Do we want to go
Nice.
into
I got
a
my
music
computer
break
geek
and we'll
over
come back
here.
with that?
Yeah, but I think fuck, man. It's I guess we're fucking. This is the year that I read that everything gets put together, and you can believe in it, you could not, but just to hear something like that, you just want to keep following it. I feel, by the way, folks, I feel really good about Culture Fest. Culture Fest podcast, man. We're killing it. We got big plans coming up. We got several stages we're gonna manage.
Wow.
We got several events
Here
we're
in
gonna
San Francisco.
Here in San Francisco,
Wow.
we're actually putting one.
Tell us a little bit about it while we get your strengths up here.
Yeah, so we're gonna put one hopefully in the works for February 14th. We're looking it to be here in Impact Hub, the home of Radio Valencia. Then we got another possible ones in March that are a little gray. Yeah. They're a little gray. I think they could be workable if we talk to the right people.
Yeah,
know, and then just give them our idea.
Can you give us a little sneak? Maybe we have someone out there listening that could.
Yeah. So the one in February is a comedy show.
Wow.
With a couple of local rappers. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna call it Youngin' Fest.
Woo!
You know, so it's gonna be a lot of mi gente. It's a Latino comedy show. We gotta. If we could, it looks like we locked it in. A very, very trending, very funny, comical dude from Nicaragua, and then another upcoming star from Colombia.
Wow.
Both immigrants. Shout out to my boy Parce.
Okay.
And then we got several artists in between. I used to own a catering company.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put together the menu.
So for our listeners, like, is there any available spots maybe for anybody that would still kind of want to join as far as like performance, or is everything booked and ready to go?
As far as a performance, it's kind of locked in, but we're always open to ideas. And then another idea would be that maybe like cannabis. We're gonna bring cannabis vendors. We're gonna to give out free.
So a green
giveaway.
friendly zone in an event that they can take advantage, learn, communicate, and network.
Wow. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Doesn't get better than that. Only in San Francisco, California, ladies and gentlemen. Only in SF.
Yeah, and then March we got those possible events we've been kind of looking into. We got several dates. Seems a little gray, but I think we could tap into it. Which will also be cannabis.
And you know what? Let me speak a little bit about that.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. So Jose and I have had a specific vision to create a platform for young entrepreneurs, either that be minority, Caucasian, regardless of your background, regardless of your ethnicity. Our main focus is to leverage that platform and truly give you, or not even give you, help create that vision alongside you. Being a young entrepreneur myself, a lot of times people try to give you those 2 cents as if that was your next step, as if their step C is your step C. So it'll give us a very, very great opportunity to kind of create. And here's where I'm going with this. We're gonna have a seminar here, and actually as well at Indie Impact Hub. This is gonna be seminar number 1. So very, very low cost, very low overhead and Jose and myself will actually be directing this and hosting this, and yours truly will be responsible for setting up the lineups for everything from real estate to cannabis to attorneys to CPAs to bankers. Shout out to all the homies out at Wells Fargo.
They're doing it.
And just truly to provide a value towards you and just have he's had all the experience with catering companies. So anybody who is in Southern California and San Diego that would love to make the trip, just reach out to us.
It's a good area.
You could send me an email directly at rcg53@gmail.com. 3 spelled out, so rcg number 5 THREE @gmail.com.
That's right,
and
folks.
so we're gonna have more marketing. You'll see it on our social medias, right?
That's right.
You'll see it with my boy OT over here.
OT doing the videos. Yo, check them out on YouTube, man.
Shout out to OT.
Shout out to OT.
OT waking up. Listen, and OT doesn't get paid, so I want to make sure everyone knows.
Oh, but he's gonna.
OT wakes up on a Monday morning, right? So this man just graduated from SFSU, right?
Shout out, man.
He's already created a film. He's already in pursuing, works double shifts, flew to LA, happened to get casted for a commercial, and he's back on Monday morning in San Francisco,
grinding
and pounding, and then he's on his way to his internships after this. And OT, how old are you? 24.
24, guys. Check that out.
24
years.
24. Yeah. So watch out for OT. This is going to be a big name in Hollywood and cinema, wherever he may end up. But we're just very, very blessed and very fortunate to have found him
his talent
at such an early stage in his career. And we'll look
give out your YouTube channel, man, where they could find this.
It's currently in the works, but follow me on Instagram, OT Cinema.
Yeah, and this video for Monday Power Talk Mondays, they could also find that.
Yeah, oh yeah, we do have that released. We haven't made a big promo yet, just because we don't have our full platforms kind of up and running yet. But the good thing is we'll be, you can find it on our personal social medias and kind of just check it out from there. But we have we have some fun stuff. Jose and I are currently working on. And just honestly, just to give out free information.
Yeah,
that's really what it is.
And then another show is the Lust to Love show, and they just got called for a possible big event out in San Jose, and I can't give too many details on that, but it sounds like they want us to host a stage, all ladies night. Wow. Ladies, I think ladies get in at a good price, guys. If you want to get into this one, that's one of the ladies are going to be. Stay tuned. Check out @LustToLove_show. And that's with my host here, who's our sound tech and all the above, who's about to give us the information on the year of the pig. Folks, if you are the year of the pig, all right, this is your year. And this is what your horoscope says. A ver, aviéntate para acá para que no se aviente el control para allá. También habla español la chica. The host of the Lust to Love.
Buenos dias, mi gente. Oh my goodness, I'm here super early. My hour is 11 p.m., but here I am. Okay, guys. So this is what the pig is, right? They're energetic. They're always enthusiastic, even for boring jobs. If they give the chance, they will take positions of power and status. They believe that only those people have the right to speak, and then that's what they want.
Oh, wow. Shout out to all my piggies out there.
Piggy.
A todas las carnitas.
Todo de arriba Michoacán.
Oh, Michoacán is a place at the carnitas, right?
Yeah. Fire.
Thank you, darling.
Fire, guy.
Cool, brother. So
What's up, Instagram? Left Facebook, but we're still rolling over there.
We're still rolling. Yeah. Is that Facebook?
Is that or is that
No, that's Instagram.
Let me know when you guys want
I'm probably gonna go back
break.
on Facebook in a little bit here.
Do you want to listen to a song, una cancioncita?
Yeah.
Pídeme una, la que quieras.
What are we feeling today? We want to get a little hype
relaxing.
going. We want to.
Yeah, play me that Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
I mean, man, yeah, Bad Bunny, man. Bad Bunny's out there doing it. Do you know who Bad Bunny is? Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, of course I've heard his name.
Yeah, but
I mean, the genre of the music is not personally my genre. But
Okay,
I've heard him
gotcha.
on the radio a few times, and I mean, he's good, right?
Sing that one where he's talking about when he made it and he's thanking everyone he made it. Yeah, but the reason I like Bad Bunny, man, is because, like, you look at this dude's IG, you look at the way he dresses. I mean, he's just like himself. Like, he's this big, to me, kind of geeky, wears weird ass, like he's just like if I met Bad Bunny,
Tekashi 6ix9ine in his world.
No, if I met 6ix9ine,
Okay.
no, if I met Bad Bunny, I would think like he's just like he plays Xbox. You know what I'm saying? Like he just plays Xbox, drinks Rockstar, and that's his shit. But it's not, dude.
Sounds like all my homies, man.
Yeah, right. And that's one of my boys.
Yeah,
he wants to do this. He wants to do this this Star Wars thing, and he's kind of worried about. I said, bro, the more layers you have, the more you are truly yourself in any business, you'll come out on top.
Yeah.
Because who can beat you being you but you? You know what I'm saying?
That is key, man.
Yeah. Did that even make sense?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah.
One more
All right,
time?
here I go.
was like, what, Jose? Okay.
So folks, if you can be the best you, that's it. Don't try to be anything else other than you. Just be the best fucking you can be, and always try to be good to yourself. You'll see that no one could ever beat you at what you're supposed to do here on this motherfucking earth.
And that's Power Talk Mondays.
Power Talk Monday.
100%.
Yeah, so we're waiting on the sound. Honey, did you plug in this device here?
Wait, I got it. It's just.
Oh, she got it. And thank you for our technician. She came out Friday with me, and we learned how to do all this mixtape and like soundboard, and so yeah, we got a good team, man.
You guys ready?
We do have a great team.
We have a
great team.
Let me know when you guys are ready.
Y'all check out this song, man. It's a beautiful thing. Listen to it, yeah. It's dope.
Puerto Rico empezamos de abajo, ahora somos ricos, pero nunca olvido dónde salí y dónde fue que mi primer tema escribí. Ay, 787858 y el resto te lo oí después. Desde San Juan hasta Mayagüez, la religión dime si crees. Ayer era Babel, hoy soy millonario, el bebé de mami, el orgullo del barrio, significa poder, busca en el diccionario, canto con Cory, me quieren los Warriors, pero no, yo sigo en los cangrejeros, con los capitanes y los vaqueros, aunque mañana le dé la vuelta al mundo entero, aunque en el Banco Popular no.
The churro family. Churros, Mexican churros.
Yo, man.
How about
Yo.
that? Turn
That
it,
was-
you gotta
Yeah.
turn them on right here, right?
Yep, go.
Oh, there you go. Oh, perfect. There we go. Yo, that was hard, man. I'm not
That's
even gonna
nice,
lie.
right?
I was
That's nice.
Like that's honestly, as I was listening to the beat, the lyrics, and kind of like the energy, and I gotta double check the lyrics so I can read them all
Yeah.
and follow up. But
Yeah.
just the energy that he was putting out, that was like the first thing I thought was like, yo, I'd come out to this in like a
Yeah,
UFC.
by
fight.
the way, he's coming out, dude.
Yo, yeah.
He's coming out. We're gonna try to see if we can get one of our companies in there to do a little something.
Man, we should
You
bring him
know?
into Radio Valencia.
We
and tell him
should,
what's
man.
up.
Yeah.
Bring some of that Bay Area for him and just say
Yeah.
like, hey, man.
You know
come
what?
chill.
People love that we're in San Francisco.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Idiots.
people are loving that.
And we have the Bay Area Kush, man.
Yeah, and people love that we're just so central to everyone, you know, and that we're doing this in the mornings.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, we're definitely going to be having some hosts come out. I mean, some guests.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm working on that. You know, getting some guests, some heavy hitters, some people that have made
Sure.
made a lot of movement here in the Mission. Whether it was political, financial, whether it was in the nonprofit industry, like whatever it was, just they had a dream and they went out and they got it.
Yeah, yeah.
And these are local people.
Local people, man.
Yeah, and they're still here, man. I mean, the Mission for us has changed in a very, very big way.
Yeah.
So
Tell me a little bit about that, because I mean, obviously I'm from San Diego, so my view of evolution is a little bit different. But you have been here in the Mission. Tell me a little bit about it.
yeah, so I came here when I was 5, man,
Wow.
and everything kind of changed. I was gone for 6 years, but for me, coming to San Francisco was pretty awesome, bro. How do I drop it? So yeah, I came up here when I was 5, born in Mexico. My father had many options, to live
Yeah.
in different parts of Cali. We had family everywhere. But he chose San Francisco, and it was like one of the most diverse upbringings that I could ever imagine.
Wow.
Like my neighbors are Filipino, Samoan, Caucasian, like Chinese. Did I say? Yeah, Chinese,
Yeah.
Central Americans,
Everything,
like
right?
everything.
The true
and it was,
melting pot.
yeah, and it was all in one neighborhood. And then the school was the same way, and it was just like, one of the biggest things that opened my eyes was like potlucks. When
yeah.
everybody just bring food. That's when I ran into chow mein, because all we knew
Yeah,
was
for
caldo de res, this, that, and the other, tacos and
Yeah.
Mexican food.
course.
But then when we had these potlucks, it was like, wow, is that
Yeah.
what Chinese people eat?
Wow.
I was like, 'cause if that's what Chinese people eat, Chinese people can do no wrong. You know what I'm saying? And
I'm
then,
not gonna lie, bro. The first I can remember when I had real chow mein, right? I had one Asian friend, bro, which is crazy because you're telling me, you're actually exposed to more cultures. I remember being in elementary. I had one homie. His name was Esmond Lang. I still remember. Parents owned a local, or he worked with a family local Chinese shop. Man, some fire noodles, bro. Fire noodles, and so I can only imagine the variety of noodles that you had. And I only had one.
Man, so I'll give you a story, and this was like one of my very, very first friends, and it's an awkward story, but this is how I build a bond coming from Mexico and meeting people of different languages and shit, right? So I'm in kindergarten, right? And there's like this little Chinese kid that sat in front of me, right? And everyone else was, I don't know why I didn't connect with them, but it was a little Chinese dude. He was like, I even forgot his name. But like, the doors in the bathroom couldn't lock.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how, I spoke Spanish. I think he spoke only Chinese, or one of the Chinese languages.
Yeah.
And somehow we were able to connect to let him know. Now this is kindergarten. Let him know when I gotta go poop, come hold the door for me and make sure no one goes in there, right? And he do this. I do the same for him, and he do the same for me.
Wow.
You know, so to me that was like. I think about that, right? And I'm like, how the fuck were we able to pull that out and know that we had each other's back on it?
Bro.
You know what I'm saying?
And you know, it's so crazy because I can honestly say that I am jealous, bro, that you grew up in a melting pot, because being from San Diego, you know, it's
how is it growing up in San Diego?
It's very conservative, bro. It's still very stay on your side of the town to this day.
Really, huh?
Yeah, it's crazy,
man.
To stay on your side of the town and shut up, don't complain, and if you do complain, it doesn't fucking matter anyways.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't until recently where we got a new mayor that has brought some sort of hope and faith back to, you know, but it honestly it just sucks, man, because growing up, you feel that I hate the word discrimination, I hate the word all that, because that's just, those are just words that we've created based off of emotions, of everything that we're seeing, right? So you could feel the distance is the best, the real word, right? But at the same time, they, at least when I was in school, you know, they told us, you know, that we're all equal, that we were all like, you know, we're all one. So I grew up thinking that we really were that. That, you know, one nation divided under God. You know, I used to stand up so proudly and say the Pledge of Allegiance and sing the anthem, all that shit, right? And, you know, fast forward to today, and it's just like, oh shit, I'm still going home and watching the cops run in less than 30 seconds to arrest one person, bro. But growing up in my neighborhood, like when shit happened to my parents, bro, we had to wait over 1 hour to an hour and a half, dude.
For real, huh?
And it's just crazy, because you see all the cops riding like cowboys, bro. Like they were hunting down some malicious beast, bro. And it was just so crazy, because it has become to where the second you're in front of an officer, those are the 5-10 minutes, whatever it is, that's the highest chance you have of dying.
Wow.
Than any natural. Those are what the statistics are. Now that's just not me, my opinion.
Folks, just
and it's crazy, man, because this is what I do now, right? I have my license, proof of insurance, I have the registration, and I have the card of my attorney, bro. If I ever get pulled over, fucking turn off the car quick, pull my hands on those fucking two wheels.
You should, man.
Here's my shit right there, and like the keys are on the dashboard. Like, don't ask me no questions, but that's why I have an attorney, you know. But it's getting to that point where where I'm even going with this is, I'm very, very jealous of not being able to grow in a melting pot like San Francisco. Because even though you don't see it here at all.
No,
you don't
not
see that
really.
separation, bro. Like,
no.
Like this is the type of place where, and this is what the main difference between SoCal and NorCal, bro, is everybody in Southern California still tries to floss. Still is about that Mercedes. Still is about that BMW and those big homes, and like as if 2007 never happened. Like you know what I mean? And now that we're at the peak of the economy and bringing where the pig was is this is actually the peak of the economy, 2019.
Oh,
so
okay.
when and then like thinking of pig, you're thinking money, wealth, or like all that stuff, and it just correlates with everything, bro. You see what I mean? So and I don't know if you paid attention to. Of course you paid attention. So in 2007, what was spinning back then, what was popping was the spinners, the chromes, the big chains, the baggy clothes, the big mansions, right?
Yeah.
So this is 2007, bro. Now let's fast forward the clock to 12 years now, because we have 2 years extra of it. So so it's about that time, right? So everybody right now is in the Ferraris. Everybody right now is renting the yachts. We have Instagram. We have people. You know what I mean? So even though we've evolutionized as a society, our patterns,
our financial, our behaviors are still the same shit.
And
pay attention, folks.
Here's the even crazier part. Like, now we have this political circus going on
it definitely is a fucking circus.
I no longer, bro, like there really is no longer a left versus a right. It's stupid people versus common sense people. Like, that's what it is. I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat. I have friends, intelligent friends that are Republicans. They happen to vote for Trump because that was their party. It makes sense. Si tú le vas a la América y luego a las Chivas, I don't give a fuck if you have the championship team. I'm gonna vote for Chivas all day, right? So but even they understand, right? So again, it's no longer red versus blue. It's no longer liberals versus fucking conservatives. Is what is the government trying to cause you, and what is your transaction doing? So right now everybody's panicking. Oh shit, fuck. And
is the government still shut down? Yeah.
The government's still shut down.
God damn.
People are still working. I mean, actually, I haven't checked the news yet, so don't quote me if I haven't checked it, actually, if the government's still so.
But it's nonsense, though, man. It's over a wall. I mean, I don't even think it's over a wall. It's some other shit. I think, did you know what's his name? I heard this from another, I heard this from a political radio show. Donald Trump was in the WWE. You remember that? He used to show up and do all those shit. So it's kind of, I heard his strategy,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
It's entertaining.
It is.
You know, I mean, he gets you mad, and then someone comes out like the hero, but then the villain keeps, he keeps pushing and pushing and pushing. It's nothing but drama TV, man.
Is, right? And you know what's crazy, man? I remember being in high school. I remember going in high school. I had a video I think this was my freshman year in high school, where this was actually pretty fucking dope. It was the last year this teacher was there. His name was Mr. Copo, Rob Copo. He ended up, he used to be he's not used to, he's really known in the industry, right? He got Sony to sponsor the school with hella computers and shit.
Mm-hmm.
This was before I got there, but the results were already there. I remember him saying, because Obama was running in that time, so it was like 2008-ish, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, the person that always wins the presidential elections is the one who looks best on TV.
Pretty much.
And I didn't understand it at that time, right? But this time when Trump was running with the pre-elections, before the pre-presidential,
he was looking good.
He was looking good. He was making noise, and not only that, like, I remember being at the church that Familia San Acción, right? It's a church down in San Diego. And I was talking to one of the pastors, and I was like, Trump is going to win. And he was like, what? Like, how can you say that? I'm like, no, like, I don't want him to win.
Yeah, right.
Like, don't get me wrong, I don't want him to win, but still, what we don't understand as a mass society is media is owned by a specific corporation.
Yeah.
That corporation is part of an interest group. That interest group reports to a specific board that needs some sort of message to create a transaction. So we still believe that CNN, as a consumer society, right?
Yeah.
We still believe that whoever is a verified source. So like right now, it's gone from having verified educated people to having internet verified people. So if you have over 1 million followers, that means you're someone important in today's society.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you're the most intelligent. So we have somebody that has an access to a channel of 1.2 million different people, as opposed to an educated person that only has a platform to 100 people. This message is always going to be communicated, and this is something that interest groups understand now.
Yeah.
Influencers are the communication to the mass market.
Yeah.
They are the direct channel to the mass market. So if you're thinking, right, like a transaction, if you want a result, which is politics, getting A, B, and C done, how do you communicate that? It's through media. It's a marketing campaign to specifically get either an emotion or a transaction out of you to make a decision, which at the end of the day is a vote. So people still view politics as if the person who is running and they're going to elect is actually going to be able to do, not that they want or they don't want to do, is that they want to be able to do it based off of the current interest groups, right? I don't want to call it corruption, but the current interest groups that are in there, the current amount of opinions, and if you're paying, and of course, I hate saying that word, and paying attention is the millennial generation is currently taking over.
Pretty much, yeah.
So,
but I feel millennials like really want problems solved.
But here's what I mean. So millennials are coming into positions where, and I no longer mean millennials as far as like 2021, because that's when people when people say millennials, they think 19 to 20s. We're no longer that. I'm 26 now. Oh shit. So, and there's older people than me that are getting closer to the 30 range. So these are educated, powerful people that have done very, very well for themselves, right? Put into positions of power that are now eliminating the thought process of the previous generation. So these thought process and this shift that is coming because of the millennial generation coming into these positions of power is what's currently creating the future voting patterns of the current politics.
Nice.
You know, we're regressing for a specific reason. Like,
yeah.
They're grabbing as much gold as they can
before they leave, right?
because before they leave.
Damn.
So it's a cycle.
Yeah,
you know?
it's a cycle.
Who was before Obama? It was Bush. What did he do? He created war. He got the money, and then the Democrat comes in and says exactly what you were saying earlier.
Yeah, so folks, number one thing, vote with your pockets. You know what I'm
100%.
saying? Take care of each other. Take care of your community. You know, I mean, pay your taxes. Do your taxes this year, but make sure whatever you get back, you know. I mean, if you ain't investing in your community, if you ain't investing in a local park, invest by being good to each other. You know what I'm saying? Go to that local coffee shop. Get to know your neighbor. You know,
go to the senior center, man.
Go to that. You know,
we smoke with one another.
Yeah,
learn about what
right.
Because here's the crazy part, man. These people that are currently in our senior citizen homes that no one is going to talk to right now.
They got all the fucking answers.
Because they lived through Vietnam.
I bet you.
They lived through Vietnam. They lived through. Some of them lived through Korea. Some of them lived through real revolutionary cycles that are currently going on, such as last Saturday for the Women's National March.
Yeah, right, yeah.
So these movements are happening, bro. It just so, and actually, here's the surprising part. Now in these movements, females are taking over, brother, and I love it. Because they're
all the women out there, man.
The initiative. They're making every male look bad. Good. Because
get on your game.
You know, so here's the real call out to all the males is women will be taking over these positions of power very, very soon. As much as you want to say yes or no or whatever.
So you think maybe within the next I think a good runner maybe for president is going to be a woman?
I think it's gonna start in more realistic positions such as local government.
Yeah.
Because there's
like
no
that
point.
Young lady out of New York, wasn't it? How old was she? Like 24?
I'm not sure. Kamala Harris, right? Kamala Harris?
No, Kamala Harris. She's from California. I forgot.
Oh yeah,
You can look it up, right? The new chick. That guy.
I'm not sure.
You hear me? Is that a derogatory word? Chick?
I'm not sure, but that's on you.
Yeah, we gotta be careful now with our wording. But ladies, if you're looking also for women empowerment, check out the Lust to Love show. It's really fun. It's not it's not too serious. Go get kinky.
Yeah, and
I'm always trying to put in a plug for the show. Yeah.
Oh, it's all good.
Man, and check out Wednesday. This coming up Wednesday, we got some pretty big hitters, you know, that are gonna be on Culture Fest. We're gonna start doing promo for that. And I'm hoping OTC Cinema comes with me on this one. Me and my boy right here within like less than 4 or 5 minutes. We just planned this whole movie.
Boom.
You know, so
that's OT, man.
That's OT, dude.
OT putting in the OT during the OT while everyone else is sleeping.
Yeah,
that's
man.
why he's
Shout out
man.
to this young kid. Man. He's gonna man. What a blessing we got to have him. Here,
you know, I was actually talking to OT, man, about my good friend Sean Artero.
Tell me about
He's down in LA, man. When him and I met, he was holding a camera, man. That's all he was doing, was just holding a camera. And we happened to meet at a mutual friend show by the name of John Phenom, who's a big time designer down in LA, and you know he's big on YouTube. So we mutually met to him, and I was still a personal banker. I was just starting to be a business specialist at that time, and we met, man. We were meeting over a piece of like teriyaki bowl because he was filming the content for the fashion show and kind of the little expo and everything on there. And I was just there, you know, learning, bro, just kind of doing my thing and just observing through John because he allowed me to be there. And now, man, this man runs a talent agency, a media marketing agency. He represents major. He has. You know how when people have the eye to uncover talent. And they're just like, it's you, and they dedicate 1,000% to you. That's Sean, bro. Sean has given up
Shout out to Sean
major opportunities to companies that you know, people we dream of working towards in kind of the music world and like all of that, right? But he, last time that I met him, because now he's an extremely busy man, he told me, he's like, no, it's just, I believe in Sabrina, who's actually one of his talent that he manages, and he's like,
I think you introduced me to her
on Instagram.
You showed me on Instagram. Maybe we'll get her.
So maybe we can have him come up here and then Culture Fest and kind of give him a shout out. But this man was like, nah, like I see it, you know. So when you know, and that's how legends are made, bro. It's really making taking that jump and saying, nah, fuck that. Like, the grass is greener on the other side, motherfucker. How do I know? Because I jumped over that fence.
Yeah.
That's why.
You know who that reminds me of? Dude, do you listen to the Joe Rogan podcast?
Not really. Not really.
One of the reasons, I started, I always knew as a kid I wanted to get paid to talk.
Correct.
I just knew that.
Same here.
It's like what are my major talents? So I do enjoy people. I love having an interesting conversation, and I've always wanted to do it. And then last year is the year that I decided to do it. Right? And where the fuck was I going with this? Honey, I got lost. Where was I going with this? Well, anyways, right, Joe Rogan. Yeah. Right? And I seen, I was driving one time, ran into Joe Rogan's little thing, because he's a very psychedelic dude, and I'm also into psychedelics. There's this thing called ayahuasca, there's mushrooms, there's acid, they call it that, LSD. Yeah. And do you know about that stuff? No, you ever? No.
It's hallucinogens haven't really been my thing.
Okay, so they call them hallucinogens, right? But I think it's a little bit more. Like if you look into, so I was looking into like the whole study of mushrooms, and and I ran into Joe Rogan, and he had this amazing guy on who he was talking about ayahuasca. And I was on this whole spiritual trip. Okay. Right? I just came back from Mexico. I was trying to, I was doing very well. Had lovely time down there. But I came to a position in my life where I wanted to know more about spirituality, more about the human mind and everything. And it took me to, several venues. And I ran into one of Joe Rogan's interview with this guy called Graham Hancock. And, I'd seen this, TED Talks? It was a TED Talk on psychedelics and the spirit and earth, and it's just a beautiful conversation that I really liked. And then it led me into Joe Rogan. And then watching Joe Rogan, man, this dude, if anybody hasn't like seriously fell in love with podcasts, this is the #1 trending motherfucking podcast on YouTube. Wow. His show has the most views on YouTube, point period. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Most watched dude. Someone correct me if that's wrong, but that's what I last heard. So he'd had Mike Tyson on his podcast. Wow. And I was listening to the Tyson podcast, and then, do you know about Tyson's trainer?
No, I don't.
Dude, he was working with Tyson since he was 12 years old. Now, Tyson's lived a very crazy young life. Mom was I believe an alcoholic first, and then he smoked weed and drank alcohol at the age of 11, given to him by his mom. He's been through all this kinds of crazy shit, had this low self-esteem since he was a kid, but then he met his fucking trainer. And his trainer believed in him so much, did hypnosis, like all kinds of crazy shit. And it brings me back to the guy, Sean, you were talking about, right? It's like, and it brings us back to Power Talk Mondays. It's like, you really got to believe what you are and go out there and get it and surround yourself with people that believe in you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And folks, and it goes back to just be the best motherfucker you can be out there.
It's
be the best you.
It's the only thing that you can give to yourself.
Yeah.
Like fuck the world. Fuck the opinions.
We're all gonna die anyway, right?
We're all gonna die anyways. And
but that's a hard one though, bro. Isn't it?
That's
one that fucks with me. Like,
it is for people who allow it, right? So one thing, and it got broken down to me, pretty dope actually. A few weeks ago, I'm a big follower of Gary Vee, right? And
okay, Gary. If you like Gary Vee, check out Gary Vee and Joe Rogan. He had Gary Vee on there. Okay, so you'll be able to relate with both of them, and then see like, okay,
It's because I relate very, very much to Gary Vee, just how outspoken he is, and how I was always told that having an ego was a bad thing. Yeah. Always. But what people confuse with an ego is called confidence. So now, when you carry yourself with confidence, it makes people uncomfortable, right? Because if you're exemplifying those things of what they're scared to do, it brings more darkness because they don't know how to respond to light. So why are you gonna bring yourself down for trying to share the light, and someone else trying to keep the lights off? So again, and it is one of the hardest things to do, because it's definitely harder, easier said than done, right? Because I, growing up in a big family, like a big family of like 22 plus my mom, my side. So there's growing up, you know how they always say, oh, it takes a village to raise a kid.
Yeah.
It does, but it takes a real village. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because how many? And I'm sure you can relate, right? Because you're Mexicano as well.
Mhm.
And cuando nos dejaban con la tía y el tío, and like all you have.
Man, I didn't get a lot of that because none of our family was up here.
Awesome. So check this
Yeah.
out then. So we did, right?
That's
And
beautiful,
I had
man.
it beautiful, and but it's not as developing as it could be. Right?
Ah, got you.
Because
'Cause the
now
same-
you have
yeah.
opinions. You're growing, and again, you're subconsciously getting these engraved in your head, like, oh, you're too fat, or you're too short, or you're too
Mhm.
dark,
Mhm,
or you're too
mhm.
dumb. You're too small.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. You'll understand. So now you every time that an adult, quote unquote
Mhm.
adult, right, that you as a kid are told to idolize and respect because they know everything, which is bullshit, and so you're having all these people tell you all these different things, but then the woman that you love, which is your mother, is like, nah, like, fuck all that.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry about that. Like, just worry about, like, what we want for you.
What I
And
tell you,
it's-
mijo, y lo que vas a hacer es, te callas el hocico y te vas a comer tu comida. That's what my mom would tell you.
and you know what's crazy, man?
Shout out to my mom. She made a bomb ass caldo last night.
Nice,
huh?
nice.
The rest, bro. Man.
And this is where I was very, very fortunate because my mom was that self-encourager, which is
Was
kind
she?
of,
Was your mom a self?
she was a believer. She still is, man. She's still a believer
That's
to this
beautiful.
day.
My
to
mom
this
is.
day.
My mom is too. But she'll give me like a couple, 3 good lickings. With like truth.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
like
yeah.
some truth. And then she give me a low blow.
It's 'cause
and
they
then
gotta
she goes,
keep it G.
get your ass out
Yup,
there. My
yup.
mom's a fucking G though.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that's what
Love you,
allows
Mom.
us to
Yeah.
continue growing.
Yeah.
So where I was going with the story, man, is the easiest way to get rid of other people's opinions is truly understanding that they don't matter.
Yeah, I like Gary Vee. I love Gary Vee, right? But the reason I got the most and sometimes I can't like I love what he says. I love him, but sometimes I gotta shut him off, right? Because the thing about Gary Vee, right? And this is not true about other other people that are motivated because he's not a motivator. He's actually
Exactly.
done.
He's a businessman, bro.
He's done the work.
He's a businessman.
Right, he's done the work. He made his millions. Then he came out and he's doing these videos. You see what I'm saying? So he's the 100% real hard truth.
And the dope
You know
thing
what I mean?
is these videos are his everyday
Yeah.
thing. Like, it's
Yeah.
not like he's going and staging,
Yeah,
these
he's
videos.
not. He's the real fucking deal.
Actively fucking going.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. He just said last week, he was like, yo, man, like, if I take lunch, I'm behind schedule. If I go take a piss, I'm behind schedule. He's like, everything that you're seeing is he's just literally.
He's really good at
documenting.
marketing himself too.
Oh,
Yeah,
100%.
He's a great promoter. Like, he
100%.
promotes his stuff like fuck, right? But the beautiful
But how
thing
do you
is,
blame him, bro?
right? And that's what I'm saying. You can't blame him.
Aren't
you know?
we all trying to promote
Yeah,
ourselves?
yeah, and he's amazing. He did everything he had to do before he went online. Now you got all these other people, like I'm not, you got all these other people that go on radio or create these programs, and they're like, hey, look at me, I'm balling, blah 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 blah. But they're just giving you motivation to go ahead, buy their product, and then you're like,
You get. Did you see that new shit on Netflix? The greatest party that never happened. Did you ever hear about that whole fire scandal?
No.
Just saw that on Sunday. So this speaking 100% on that is there is. I just watched it on Sunday, man. This guy sold this festival like. It was in the private island of Pablo Escobar, and
What?
like he was gonna give you like canopies and fucking private yacht parties with Kendall Jenner or Kylie. Where the
He
the
just
moon and
blew
the
it up.
stars, bro.
Yeah.
This man raised over like $35 million, bro, and had the most shittiest setup. Frauded everyone. He got 6 years in federal prison for fraud and can't no longer.
Damn.
Like, but like, bro, this is crazy, man. This man straight up was under federal prosecution. He was out on bail. He goes
and he went and did this.
He
Shout
went
out
and-
to that motherfucker
like,
for pulling that off.
Like, and this, and it's just crazy, bro. And okay, he
Damn.
got 6 years in federal prison, bro. Imagine if he can go do that again and just know that all he has to do is pay another 10 years.
So did he keep any of the money? I'm sure.
Nah, man, he's in prison right now. But with the thing where it was going is he built all of this fake festival, man, based off of influencers and marketing videos and on Instagram and posing.
I think I seen one of those. Like
you gotta check it out.
I think I seen one of those posts. Maybe, I don't know, because it just seemed like a real cool party. I was like, "What? You get to snort cocaine?"
Some of them, no. So they're legit. The ones that get legit.
Oh.
It was just this specific guy on the Fire Festival, like
okay.
Coachella, like all those are legit.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
Culture Fest is a real festival.
Culture Fest is a real festival.
Down.
Yeah.
You gonna party on yachts. You gonna do. We got tigers you can pet. Everyone who comes to the party, you gonna get a tiger.
stuff.
Yeah.
Plush.
Yeah.
But
Cool,
yeah,
brother.
man, check it out.
That's a really cool documentary. Yeah, I love Gary Vee. Check anyone who doesn't know Gary Vee, check out the podcast with Gary Vee and Joe Rogan on YouTube. You get to meet two brilliant minds, and those two brilliant minds is kind of that that's what motivates us to do what we do. You know, Gary Vee's a good digital and he's a good digital, what do we I'm lost for words this Monday, honey. Yeah. He's a good what do you call someone that you look up to and you follow?
An influencer? Idol?
More like a mentor.
Okay. He's an online mentor.
He's an online mentor for ideas for you, and then Joe Rogan is one of my online mentors for me. And guys, this is Power Monday. I guess we hit 9 o'clock. Thank you. This is our second to third episode in between there. All right. Check it out. All right. Love you. Love everyone.
Bye-bye.
Peace.